Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Fragrance. I have a new video for you today. Please ignore the sirens in the background. I think there's some sort of medical emergency outside if you can hear those. Anyway, I wanted to first off start this video by saying a very strong, heartfelt thank you to everyone who has watched these videos. I know there's not very many of you, but I really appreciate you taking the time to watch my content, giving me comments. I'm actually frankly shocked because I don't even do any sort of promotion like, comment, subscribe, any of that crap, or hit that bell notification or anything like that when I make my videos. So the fact that people have been leaving comments irrespective of that is awesome to me, and I honestly really appreciate it. Figured I'd give a little bit more background, like a tiny bit about myself, just so you know a little bit more about me, and why I'm doing this. My name is Sam. I actually just graduated law school a week ago, and I live in the Bay Area in California, and it has been a really rough 3 years of getting through school. I did my undergraduate at UC Santa Cruz, and something that has just always been steady for me throughout all of that time is fragrance. And I don't know what it is about fragrance. I think it's just the variety of scents out there, the different types of olfactive experiences you can have. And really for me, that olfactive memory that we as human beings have, where you can smell something and it just transports you somewhere else into a happier place, maybe a sad place, whatever it does for you. There's this huge emotional connection for me with fragrance. And I also just love that it's one of the, especially I think for men, you can obviously accessorize however you want, regardless of gender or anything like that. But I think for me, as a man, how I think about it is the main accessories that I have to, make myself be unique each day is, a watch, maybe a necklace, and a fragrance. And that's honestly about it. In terms of how I look at it. So I really like that you can use a fragrance and really kind of just switch it up and see how you're feeling on a given day and change your fragrance. And it's awesome to look at the different brands throughout history and see everything that they've come out with, how fragrances have changed with the times, with what people are into at the time. I mean, like Dior Sauvage, the fragrance of one of the major fragrances of today. Back in the day, something like Quorum was really popular. Drakkar Noir in the 80s, even though that's still a little popular now. But, all of these fragrances that just helps define eras. So anyway, all that to say, thank you for sticking with me, watching these videos. I just see this as something fun to do, to share my passion for fragrance with you guys. I'm not doing this to make money or anything like that. That's why I'm not editing any of the videos. If I really cared about the YouTube thing and making that a career, I would put much more time into editing my videos. You guys get full, uncut, clear videos with everything, including the moments where I halt and have nothing to say because, I'm not doing this for the point that I need it to be like that. If you don't want to watch the content, then fine, you don't have to. But if you're interested in what I have to say, I'm happy to have you here. I hope to be able to keep making these videos pretty much on a regular basis, or at least semi-regular, even though I'll be studying for the bar for the next couple months and then working as a lawyer after that. So I still want to keep making these videos. I have been having a great time, even though the viewership is pretty much microscopic, if anything. The ones that you guys that are here, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it, taking some time out of your day to listen to what I have to say. Now, I know that was a huge prologue to the video. The actual content of this video is going to be actually fairly brief. I want to talk about Club de Nuit Intense Man, the EDT from Armaf. Yes, this fragrance, the fragrance that I'm sure you've seen in pretty much every content creator in the fragrance space here. They have at least one, probably several, probably dozens of videos about this fragrance. It is the most well-known clone of Creed Aventus of all time. It's not even close. This came out, I want to say, almost 10 years ago. I don't have the exact number, but it's been around for a while. The atomizer that comes on this, I just want to say this straight off the bat, sucks. I don't know what it is with our Moth. I don't like their atomizers at all. I think they actually, almost across the board, do horrible atomizers. Sometimes you get a good one. Oftentimes, at least pretty much every Armaf fragrance I've bought, the atomizer is either okay or it's crap. And when it's crap, it sucks because you got to keep switching up your you got to pull the atomizer off like I'm doing right now. Then you got to place it on the counter. Then you got to take an atomizer off one of your other bottles. If you have another Armaf, then perfect. But if not, just find another bottle, I guess. And then you got to plop it back on. And as you can see, it's not even on. So it looks horrible. This is an atomizer from Nuit, the Green Irish Tweed clone from Armaf, that I've placed on top of here, and it doesn't even fit. It doesn't even fit, but it works. So anyway, atomizer, really bad. Presentation, I hate the presentation. I think it looks like one of the ugliest things I've ever seen in my life. I don't like the black box with this really cheap looking etch, or not etch, but it's like embossed into the side. It's what's the word? Like it's textured. You can feel it. And then on the bottom you have your concentration, all that good stuff, your expiration date, as if that matters. And this extremely gaudy looking jewel. And the real beauty of this thing is the cap, which just is absolutely so ugly. I don't even know what they were thinking when they made this. I would like any bottle that's not this, honestly, unless it's something like the frickin' horse that Lattafa has for, man. Anyway, Lattafa has some pretty gaudy looking bottles too. Mahir Legacy, that's the one. Anyway, the scent itself, very good. Everything I've just said that's crapping on this fragrance, the scent's awesome. I'm sure you've heard from many of the videos, if you've watched them on other content creators. I'm going to give a couple sprays. You really don't even need 3 sprays, as I'll get to. Oh man, yeah, I can already smell it. So I'll be honest, off the tester strip, and I'm sure you've heard this before, if you've seen other videos about this, has a very like kind of chemical cleaner, lemon cleaner sort of vibe. It's not unpleasant to me. It's just doesn't smell like something you would want to wear. Like it smells fresh. It smells very chemically, but it doesn't smell bad. And then the beauty of this stuff is that once you let it dry on skin, now on the strip, this takes like 30 minutes for me on the strip for me to actually notice a change. So I'm not going to comment on that. But if you spray this on skin and you let it dry down after like 5 minutes, it really develops into a very close interpretation of Creed Aventus. It's a bit smokier. I get the lemon more in this, but it smells super, super close. And I'll tell you this, because I want to keep this short and tell you only the most crucial things, I think, about this fragrance. One, it's definitely worth the money. If you're looking for a Creed alternative, I do think it's absolutely worth the money. It's like $24 for the full 3 point, I don't know exactly. I can't remember if it's 3.3 or 3.4. Maybe it's 3.6. You guys are going to have to look that up. Whatever the case, you get over 3 ounces for $24. That's a solid deal, especially considering that once this dries down, it actually smells really, really, really nice. 2, this fragrance will get you compliments. Now, same caveat as I've given before, just wearing a really nice fragrance is not going to guaranteed get you compliments. People will usually only compliment you if they know you or feel comfortable sharing that information with you. Strangers will rarely compliment you no matter what you're wearing. But if there was a fragrance that would get you more likely to get a compliment, this is definitely up there. It smells really good, and I have received compliments from this, even from strangers. 3, And this is probably going to be the most important piece of the whole video. Despite this being a great fragrance, despite it lasting well over 7 to 8 hours on my skin, despite it being super affordable, there is a huge drawback for me personally. You might not experience this with this fragrance. For me, there's a massive drawback, and that is I go nose blind to this fragrance like that. Not even close. I spray this on, I get about 5 minutes of being able to enjoy the scent before I'm completely situated to it and I can't pick it up anymore. Which is a huge problem, because that means if this happens to you, you could overspray this thinking that that it's not working and not projecting off your skin, and really in reality you're choking out everyone around you, because this stuff is kind of a beast. So if you put on like 4 or 5 sprays, trust me, everyone around you is going to smell you. If you put on more than that, you're going to be choking people out. Now, if you're out in the open, I don't think that's as big of a deal. If you're in a closed space, trust me, you don't want people to be unable to breathe because you're wearing too much of a fragrance that you don't think anyone can smell. And then what they're not doing is thinking, man, this guy smells so good, I need to get closer to this guy. What they're thinking is, oh my God, I need to get some fresh air. I'm being choked out. So that's a huge drawback to me for this, because not only do you not get to enjoy the fragrance, at least for me personally, I spray it on, I don't get to enjoy the scent of the fragrance. And on top of that, it's hard for me to gauge how much other people are smelling me, which makes it hard to adjust the amount of sprays in a given situation. If this doesn't happen to you with this fragrance, awesome, good for you. Then this is absolutely worth a pickup. If it does happen for you, I still think it's worth a pickup, because $24 is not a whole lot of money for a fragrance. If you don't like it, you could try to sell it or gift it to someone else. But I think either way, it's worth checking out. It is a great fragrance even today. I know me personally, I have a lot of expensive fragrances. I will never, ever buy Creed Aventus, because there are too many good clones on the market at this point. I've had Creed Aventus in the past. I had like a little 30 ml, I believe, and it smells fantastic. It was one of the first fragrances that made me kind of mind blown when I smelled it and was just like, wow, that is really good stuff. But the price that they charge for it now, it's just not worth it to me to pay that when there's really good clones out there. This is really solid. If you get a good bottle, I do recommend checking it out, at least to try. And it's a great fragrance to just have around, because it's versatile, all arounder. You can wear this anytime. It's super classy. It's super low key if you need it to be. Just works. Really, it just works. It's got a masculineness that's very, very sexy. And I've never heard anyone talk about this fragrance smelling bad. So if you got anything out of this video, please leave a like. Just see, I'm doing it now. Leave a like or a comment. Let me know what kind of videos you would like in the future. I will try to keep uploading regularly, and if not, I will at least upload as much as I can. So thanks again for sticking with me, and I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks.